Hello to all my dear followers. Today I welcome you to the 12th season of What If Naruto Was Ignored by His Family and Made a Contract with the Kitsunes? As always, if you want more seasons, just leave a like, comment and subscribe. Now then, enjoy.
29. Homecoming. In the dawn of the next day, the village was beginning to waken up but was still dead for most of its inhabitants. At the front gate of the village, where the gate guards stood there, falling asleep on themselves, they weren't ready for the loud poof of smoke in front of them. The guards jumped back since they were startled out of their sleep while the person in the smoke laughed. Well, it's been a while. It's good to be home. The two guards at the gate, Izumo and Kotetsu, both shot up and moved to charge at the blonde with kunai blades. Naruto sighed. Izumo, Kotetsu. You guys are still scaredy cats and you're ninja. The best stealthy masters ever, crazy. That made the two Chunin guards stop in their tracks once they realized it was him. And then Naruto, Kotetsu said, rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, along with Izumo. The two guards before Naruto came in were sleeping as they were on duty, so to hear a loud poof like that really just set them up, thinking it was an attack. Oh man, we could have seriously hurt you, dude. Don't do that, Izumo said as they began to sheath their weapons. Naruto and Kichiro, who was right beside him with his 9 tails flowing rather profoundly, were amused. If Naruto can fight off 5 of the KITSUNE'S clan's most powerful foxes and beat them quite easily too, but can't stop 2 measly Chunin, Naruto was quitting as a shinobi entirely. Yeah. My bad. Were you two just sleeping? On the job. Both Izumo and Kotetsu stopped in their places. Both were sweating. Please don't tell Hokage-sama. He'll put us on Akamichi bathroom duty for a month, Kotetsu said with tears running down his eyes. Kichiro flinched. Those big boys sure know how to put it away and bring it right out, if the washroom odor is something to go by. Kichiro almost felt sorry for them. He has a very strong nose, so one sniff for him he would be deceased, out like a light. What the Uchiha and Uzumaki brats failed to do him, the Akamichi will finish what they started. Naruto sighed. Well, maybe if you two actually did your job, then I wouldn't have to. Imagine if I was an enemy, or worse, my father. Both Chunin looked ashamed. Yeah, you're right, we should be doing better, but we were tired. We were just at the bar earlier yesterday too. Right, Kotetsu? Yeah, we were, though it was stupid knowing we'd be doing this today. But hey, it was worth it. We saw an exotic ANBU dancer at the bar. Poor sap must have had way too much to drink though, poor fool. Naruto slowly nodded, trying to piece together what the fuck he just heard, while Kichiro just asked what both were thinking. What the fuck happened while we were gone? The Chunin guards just laughed at the memory of it, while both Boy and Fox were just confused. Well, it was nice seeing you guys again. I'ma head into the village, greet the Hokage and head home. Oh, and guys. Both guards looked at him. Fall asleep on the job again and I catch you. I'll piss on both of you. Both of you. Kichiro repeated before the two just headed into the village, leaving traumatized gate guards. YP though, the two thought. With Naruto, he and his fox were walking to the Hokage office in the waking streets of Konoha. Most of the villagers on the street at this time would be merchants readying their items, and of course the Jonin higher-ups seeing as though they basically run the village. Some saw Naruto with remembrance and all waved at him and welcomed him back home with a smile, while others just looked at him with shock, seeking another Minato. Though one thing was for certain, everyone was looking angered by what he had beside him. Naruto sighed. These people never learned to just let go of what happened 16 years ago. It was a terrible time in history, sure, but they're alive and still breathing, but of course people are stupid. Well, I guess I can't blame them too tough since they did lose some loved ones, but to hate someone for even having a similarity towards Kurama is stupid, he thought. He looked down to his fox and sighed. You know, Dash. Naruto, I know. I can hear your thoughts despite me not being inside of you. Pause. I know what this means. I have to be in the seal once we're in public, right? Naruto nodded. I'm afraid so, Kichi. But trust me, I'ma get these motherfuckers to acknowledge the fact that you're not your father and that you and I are cool. Just give me time. Kichiro sighed. Fine. I'll get back in you when we leave the Hokage's office. Ew. Kichiro, gay. I don't want to have sex with you. You're a fox and a male one at that. You know what I mean. I'm not gay. Why would you even think that? Because you didn't say no homo or pause after that sentence, so you're gay now. Kichiro no Kitsune is officially a homosexual. It's been confirmed. You're gay and you're lying to yourself with Akane to fill the void of acceptance. It's alright, Kichiro, I won't judge you. You know that. The fox glared at him. I'm not gay. Your dad's gay. Okay, only another gay person would know when someone else is gay. Kichiro is gay and he has an eye out for Minato. Wow, who would have thought? The banter between the two would continue all the way to the Hokage office, where Minato was, sleeping on the pile of work on the desk. He had just started work again after a good 5 hours rest sleeping at home. He could have had 8 hours like every normal human being should, but he had a deadline to reach and he was cutting it close. Minato just stayed sleeping for a bit until he jumped up after hearing a whirlwind in his office. Minato immediately grabbed his tri-pronged kunai and moved to attack, but the attacker moved quick as well as he grabbed Minato's hand. Minato easily made a Rasengan, but it soon cancelled out as quickly as he made it. Minato! The Hokage stopped once he heard that voice, seeing that the man in front of him was his own son, along with his fox familiar. Minato widened his eyes as he saw the Naruto in front of him, shocked to see the man that is before him was once his little son. He has definitely changed, Minato thought before he hugged him, making Naruto go stiff for a bit. He still wasn't used to affection from him, at least this much, so he was quite awkward, but Minato didn't care and Naruto not stopping him shows that he wasn't overly against it. Welcome home, Naruto. I'm glad you're back. Once Minato let him go, he relaxed some. Thank you, Minato. But damn it, why is everyone out to get me? First the guards, now you? Well, excuse my behavior. I was kinda sleeping, the elder blonde said as he began to scratch the back of his head with a sheepish grin. Yeah, I see, Naruto said with a sigh. Anyway, I take it you've learned lots. Naruto and Kichiro smiled. Lots is an underestimate. Minato widened his eyes. Really? So, how strong are you? Naruto smirked. Enough to rival you. That's all I'll say in the matter. Kichiro smirked a little. Rival? Sure, he said sarcastically, which put Minato on edge. How strong was Naruto now? Wa? How powerful are you? What did you learn? Naruto shook his index finger and made the tisk sound. Don't want to spoil the surprise. You'll see soon enough. For now though, that's all you'll get, Minato. Say, it's cool for me to go home, right? I won't go to my apartment and see completely different people in what used to be my home. Minato sighed. No, Naruto. As far as I know, Haku-san still lives there, so your apartment is still in good functioning condition. Go on, get some rest. I'll be calling you in soon, so expect me to send word to you. Naruto nodded before he moved to Minato. The elder blonde was confused before he noticed Naruto grab his arm. Hey, what are you dash? Naruto pulled down Minato's blue sleeve to find a chakra draining seal on him. With this on him, no matter what jutsu he uses, it will be absorbed into the seal so the person can use it for themselves if they are low on it. It was one of Minato's more complex seals in the book he gave to Naruto, so seeing this, especially since he had placed it on him so quickly in battle, Naruto had really improved. I didn't want you to die. This would have sucked on your chakra all day long and you wouldn't have possibly known about it. Minato smiled proudly. So you learned this from the book. How far along are you? Naruto turned to his fox and both smiled. The blonde boy reached into his pocket and slammed the book of seals Minato gave him on the desk. I finished it, so expect me around your level, Minato, though I don't really use seals to battle all that much. It's too easy if I do, you know. I get a much better satisfaction when I use regular ninjutsu, still a bet's a bet. I'll come to you when I'm ready to learn the Spiral Shock Enhanced Sphere Party Shout level or whatever. Minato clenched his teeth as he watched his son and his familiar leave the room with nothing but disrespect at his jutsu name. It was unique and they knew it, but he couldn't even call them out on it. He was too proud. He may not have an idea on how powerful Naruto really was, but to know that he had reached his level on Fuinjutsu in just 3 years is crazy enough. Naruto? The boy turned his head to see Minato smiling brightly. I'm very proud of you. That made the former Uzumaki happy. He smiled slightly before he walked out the room with his fox. Minato just kept smiling as his eldest son left. The gang won't believe this, he said as he created a shadow clone to continue his work while he went home to speak with his wife of Naruto's return. Meanwhile, Naruto himself was just heading over to his apartment by rooftop. He had sealed back Kichiro just moments earlier and was taking his time heading home. He wanted to just stretch his legs on his home villages, so he didn't bother with the teleportation today. Though the people were stuck-up jerks, he couldn't say that he didn't miss the Leaf Village. If he was 6 years old, he would have been surprised if someone from the future told him he'd still be in the village by now with all that he's learned, but what could he say? It's his home despite the cockroaches that were the villagers. Yeah, if it were up to me, I'd tell them to suck my furry ass. The abuse that my father and the clan had to put up with from people from this village. Hashirama, Madara, Mito, Kushina, Minato. Hell, even you Naruto. It's too much. What the hell? I never abused Kurama. Not Kusama. Me Naruto. You abuse me. Every waking second Naruto, you always criticize me and my way of life. You let me get hurt by her. Naruto. You left me to die. FLM Naruto. You're a fucking racist. Fix your life. Naruto sighed as he made it to his apartment window. Listen, I let Akane beat you up because you deserve it for pushing me in that lake, you know. Besides, she didn't even beat you up. You two had sex. On my bed. Stop stressing about the details. Naruto, you racist. You know what? You're not a racist. My fault. You're a speciesist. Naruto opened the window to his apartment. He spoke to his fox. When I go to sleep and enter my mindscape, we're gonna see who's the speciesist, Fuzzy Nuts Jr. By that threat from you, to me a puny little lovable fox, it's obvious it's you. Suck eggs. Naruto began to enter his apartment from his window and just casually walked in. Kichiro had jumped out of his seal and walked to the kitchen. I'm starving. Yeah, no kidding, the Kitsune boy said, following his fox. Kichiro sat down on his bottom while Naruto moved to the fridge. So, what do you have in here, Haku? He opened the fridge door to see the food that was stocked up. He looked around and saw slices of ham in a plastic bag, so he just picked it at a few pieces and threw them behind him so Kichiro can catch them in his mouth. He looked around for a snack for himself too, but Kichiro pulled up behind him. Naruto dash. I know, buddy. I'll humor them though. Kichiro moved to the side while to watch in amusement. Naruto closed the fridge only to duck under some senbon that embedded themselves into the fridge. Naruto jumped to the side of the kitchen and over the opening of the wall between the kitchen and living room of the apartment. The person followed him with a serious punch infused with chakra. Naruto ducked it before elbowing them in the ribs, launching them to the wall. Naruto got a good look at them and widened his eyes in shock. Damn it! Is it Attack Naruto Day? Or something? Yakumo? Indeed, his assailant was in fact his own team member, Yakumo Kurama, in a bathrobe. The Kurama clan member looked up to see the blonde man standing over her. She saw those undeniable whisker marks and knew exactly who she was dealing with. Naruto? He smiled at her, which only made her jump and hug him like crazy. You're back, she said while laughing in happiness. Yeah, I just got back this morning. I went to see the Hokage and came straight here. Yakumo, what are you doing here? And why's your hair wet? Were you using my shower? Where's Haku? Yakumo began to blush. Her hair was in fact wet, like she had been swimming for hours. Naruto wasn't deaf either. He heard the shower running in the back. Oh, you see. Well, hey Yakachan. A new figure walked into the room with a towel around his waist. What's taking so long? What was that noise? Naruto raised an eyebrow. When he saw the long black-haired feminine-looking man with his towel around his waist walk out, Naruto knew exactly what was going on. Oh, Haku, what a pleasant surprise. The ice medic saw the blonde and almost shit himself in his towel. Enen Naruto-kun, you're home early. Welcome back. Naruto looked between a blushing Yakumo and Haku. Ignoring the laughter of Kichiro behind him, he spoke. I hope my bed was untouched in your constant coitus sessions. Meanwhile, the streets of Konoha were beginning to liven up now that it was 10 in the morning. People have began to awaken and Konoha was looking at another beautiful day, though what made it more precious was the word that traveled the streets. Konoha's golden boy has returned and the villagers were ecstatic. The fourth Hokage's heir has returned and now their village was as powerful as ever now, though they obviously didn't know how powerful the boy was yet. The villagers did not care. He was the prince of Konoha and he had returned. That's good enough. The word, that had obviously traveled in light speed, had reached the Hokage's home where the wife of the village leader was going insane. He's home. Where is he? Kushina shouted as she moved to run out the house, but Minato grabbed her apron. Kushina-chan, stop and relax. Stop and relax. He repeated himself to hopefully relax her, which it worked. Kushina was working desperately hard to try and change herself so her son may accept her. Over the years he was gone, she realized that she was the problem, and in order to fix the relationship with Naruto, she needed to fix herself first. Which means, she can't just rush with half-assed efforts to make Naruto accept her. She needs patience. That was why this was hard for her. She was a jumpy, energetic woman who liked to make things happen. Things like time and patience wasn't really her style, but she'll make a habit of it in order to get her son's approval of her. So right now, she had to listen to Minato. Why yeah, you're right, she said sadly. Minato sighed. He knew it was killing her on the inside knowing she can't go see Naruto. He talked to her that ambushing Naruto wasn't the way to get his approval. Not even close. So she would have to see him whenever she saw him for now until Naruto was at least comfortable enough to talk to her and not give her a blank stare or angered one. I know this sucks, Kushi-chan, but you're doing what's best right now. Just being patient comes with great rewards. You know? Please, Minato. I'm not one of your little genin that you give your motivational speeches to. I'm a grown woman with mistakes to make up for and I know what I must do. So shut up and get back to work, you handsome idiot, she said with a small smile before placing a kiss on his lips. Minato smiled before flashing out the kitchen, just moments before Naruto walked in, carrying her little sister. Morning, Ka-chan. Good morning, my sweet princesses. Breakfast will be ready soon. Just give me a sec. Naruto sat her baby sister in her baby chair before she herself sat down. Soon her mother put the food down on the table for her daughter while feeding her baby herself. Ka-chan, what would you rank my skills as a ninja as? Naruto asked. Kushina turned to her. Huh? Sweetie, why do you ask? Because I'm a chunin now, Mom. I want to be able to go on missions now. I've been training and laying low for 3 years now. I want to be the best ninja I can be. Kushina smiled at her daughter. Her determination was much like her father's. I'd say you're at least high chunin, Naruto-chan. At your best, mid-jonin. You're strong. Okay? Naruto sighed. Then I haven't surpassed him yet. Kushina raised her eyebrow as she shoved some peas in Natsume's mouth. What? Naruto just played with her food. Nissan, you said, I've reached mid-jonin level, right? If memory serves me well, that was Naruto-ai's previous level of power, right? Kushina sighed. That was an estimate, Naruto. We didn't know the true strength of your brother. We still don't. That doesn't matter. The powers he shown were at least on mid-jonin level. I've now reached that level, but I haven't surpassed it. I need more training. I need to get on Nissan's level. Kushina sighed. Maybe her daughter was too determined, but she still hoped for the best for her. Natsume began to giggle as she began hugging herself. Nissan. Nissan's here. Yes, Natsu-chan, Naruto, your Nissan, is coming to the village. He's here. Come on. It's time to finish your peas and then off to the bath for you, Kushina said as she kept feeding her daughter, who began to get fussy from not being understood. Wait, Naruto's home? Naruto asked shocked. Yeah, your father saw him this morning and I know what you're thinking and don't. If I can't see him, you can't either, Kushina said with Naruto slumping in her seat. No. Nissan is here. I know, Natsume-chan, he's in town. Well, obviously you're full, so it's time for a shower. Kushina said as she pulled her daughter from out the high chair and in her arms, but she began to get all squirmy since she was getting annoyed that she still wasn't being understood. But lo and behold, what Natsumi meant was that Naruto was here, as in, he's outside the Uzumaki house, walking around with Yakumo and Haku. With the trio, Naruto just sighed. So you mean to tell me that you trained with that old cougar? Naruto-kun, she's not all that bad. Yeah, if you're not me, because then she's a total bitch, but hey, at least you got something out of it. Known that old fart for all my life, and the only thing she's given me was a right hook one time. Bitch! He called her underneath his breath. Well, she was my sensei, and she was awesome, so please, get along for me when I'm there? That's all I ask. Naruto rolled his eyes. Fine, only when you're there. As soon as you walk out the room, I'm roasting her ass alive like turkey. Yakumo sighed. That's all I can ever ask for. Yeah, that's all you're getting. And even then I can't even promise cause that lady gets on my very last nerve. Her and Jiraiya. Haku turned to ask. So what about your mother? Kushina? Naruto shrugged his shoulders. If you're asking if I hate her, then the answer is no, I don't. Not anymore if that's what you're asking. I'm 16, to carry such hatred in me is just too much at my age. I'll end up turning into Danzo. Haku and Yakumo nodded their heads. But truth is, I can truly never forgive them. They forgot me, they neglected me. It wouldn't make sense to forgive that. I'd have to be really forgiving, like protagonist forgiving level, he began. This is real life. Not a story of a kid whose dream is to be respected by everyone and climbs to the top. I'm a realist. If you don't like me, well, that's fine because I probably don't like you as well. If you like me, well then, I guess we can be okay if you're not an arrogant, self-centered prick. If you wronged me and wish to make it up to me, it's not that easy, you heard? So to answer your question, do I hate her? No, but do I trust and respect her? Not until she proves it. Otherwise, that's a fat no and that's where it'll stay. Naruto said as he kept walking while Yakumo and Haku sighed. Well, they weren't gonna push the Uzumaki letter. They didn't want to nor had to. If they wanted Naruto's approval, get your own hands dirty. So, did anyone change? You know Anko-sensei and, Sayori-chan, right? Yakumo teased. Naruto blushed heavily. Oh yeah, her. Must have totally forgot about her. Yeah, how's she doing? Is she in the village? Yakumo smiled. Yeah, right, you idiot. Well, follow me and you'll see for yourself. On the way, I'll tell you about everyone at least. Cool. Haku, you coming? Nah, I gotta go to my shift actually. I'm Shizen's assistant, so I need to help out whenever. Bye Naruto, it was great seeing you again. Bye Yakuchan. Haku moved to her and planted a soft kiss on his girlfriend's lips. She accepted wholeheartedly before Haku left them, leaving a blushing Yakumo and a shocked Naruto. Yeah. On the way, you explain that too. Yakumo blushed heavily as the two walked down the village main road. What? It just sorta happened. 1 minute we were working on a dying fish. Next thing we're tonguing down in Tsunade-sama's office. Naruto scrunched his face in disgust. Oh, no, okay. See, Yakumo, we've been on this team for a while, okay? You're damn near like a sister to me. Alright, and hearing you going and tonguing Haku? It's gross, so forget I asked. Okay, she laughed. Alright, fine dad. Anyway, after that incident, I've just been seeing more of Haku-kun lately. We've only been dating for a good year now, alright? I like him. Naruto smiled. I'm happy for you, Yakumo. I really am. And I'm happy to think that you never gave up on your dream, otherwise you wouldn't be here now, you know? If you let that skeleton third Hokage and Kurenai drag you down, who knows what would have happened to you? She smiled as she gave him a side hug as they walked. Yeah, well, I have you all to thank. Anko-sensei, Sayori-chan, and you Naruto-kun. You all never have up on me, and despite me being the weakest of the team, you all supported me. You kept pushing me. I'm really happy to have known you and lucky as hell to have been put on a team with you all, she said as tears began to leave her eyes. Naruto was smiling at how emotional she could be, but then, oh god. Tell her not to cry, cause if she's crying then I'm gonna fucking cry. Naruto. Stop her, the red fox in the seal said as a trail of tears left his eyes. Naruto laughed at Kichiro, he was such a goof. Yeah, well, I would endure all the butt probing from Anko again if it meant I get to meet you guys all over again, Yakumo. You all were cool and I'm happy I was able to get you guys as my team too. Gaya. Eat ass. Yakumo was wiping her eyes and she began to laugh. WL, Anko heard that. She might just do it. Please don't tell her. I sleep with the lights on because of her now. Ditto, she replied. So, what's the scoop? How's everyone? Yakumo and Naruto were now walking along the training yards, passing the usual team-claimed ones, starting from training ground 1. Well, everyone has made Chunin, so we caught up to you. Hehe, we'll see about that, Naruto responded. Team 7 is probably history. Thanks to Sasuke's defection, they don't have anyone to fill his place and Sakura isn't in good condition to fill the role. Head's not right. Naruto chuckled. Yeah, I could be in line to be the first to tell people that. Sakura Haruno. Batshit crazy. It won't sell like crazy, but I had the chance to put it in the news. What about Sai? That creep is still around. Usually with Umbu, I think. No one ever really sees him much and we weren't really looking for him anyway. Not to be mean, but he could be dead and we won't give a rat's but. Naruto smirked. You need to learn how to cuss. Never. I'll break you one day. Just you wait. Yakumo rolled her eyes as they passed a few more training areas. Anyway, Kakashi had just been in Umbu, so not to worry about him dash. Oh, I wasn't, Naruto said calmly. Yakumo sighed. Anyway, Team 8 is doing okay. Shino is alright, worked with him a couple of times, he's a decent guy. Kiba is a little annoying, but he's friendly mostly now. If I were you, I'd be careful of Hinata, though. She has a major crush on you, so be ready because she can and most likely will do anything to mess up you and Sayori's thing. Naruto scoffed. Highly doubt it. The girl's too afraid to even breathe wrong around me, let alone devise a plan to ruin me. Though you can never know. Thanks for the heads up. Team 9 is all right. Lee has been waiting to challenge you, so beware of him too. Niji has made join-in, so he officially outrank us, though he's not a super dick anymore. Ever since that mission, he's mellowed out some. Though he can still be uptight, he's not an asshole, so. And 10-10 is, well, 10-10. Not much to go on there. Team 10 is more interesting at least. I work with Shikamaru a lot too, and it's surprising to hear he's still Chunin. The guy could easily be Jonin if he went for it, but of course. Such a drag, both said at the same time. I work and train with Ino, so she's doing surprisingly well, but I don't have much on Choji though. But he's still the plump sweetheart that he was back then. She laughed as Naruto smiled. Yakumo stopped walking, which confused Naruto. Hey, so what about Sayori? Yakumo smiled as she looked ahead. Well, go see for yourself. Naruto frowned before turning his head to see a black-haired girl on the field with lightning covering her hand, charging at a tree. Lightning blade, she shouted as she pierced the tree easily. Naruto watched Sayori with profound awe. She had grown so gorgeous when he was gone. He almost didn't believe it was her. Yakumo saw the stars in his eyes as he looked at the Uchiha. She knew that Sayori would be here since she always comes here to train at this specific time in the morning, 11:30 a.m. So she figured it was time for the two lovebirds to meet after all this time. The Kurama girl nudged her elbow into the Kitsune boy's sides. Well, go say hi. Naruto playfully glared at her before he began to walk towards her slowly. He came closer to the field, seeing her remove her arm from the tree and canceled her jutsu. Sayori. That made the Uchiha girl stop breathing. She knew that voice. It was a deeper, of course, but she knew the bass of that voice anywhere. The Uchiha turned around to see the blonde and felt so much shock fill her body. There he was, in all his glory. He definitely changed. It was like looking at a younger Minato, but he had whisker marks. He had grown a bit bigger, though that just added to the hotness. Naruto. The two just stared at each other with love that it pretty much filled the area. Sayori rushed at him and hugged him tightly, while he hugged her right back. You're back. Yeah, I am. I missed you. I missed you too. So much. The Uchiha pulled back and stared into his blue orbs in his head before glancing at his lips. By then, Naruto knew exactly what she wanted and he wanted it too. He moved in to kiss her, but before he was able to, "Ni-san," that made the two stop what they were doing and look at the ground to see a small baby with a yellow Uzumaki 1C with red hair just giggle as she saw the blonde. "Ni-san, up, up," she cooed with its arms up, signaling Naruto to pick her up. While Naruto was in confusion, Sayori just giggled at Natsume's cuteness. Who the hell is that?" Naruto said. Yakumo ran in to see Natsume on the ground and moved to pick her up. Though when she did, Natsume began to get fussy and shake in Yakumo's arms. "No, no, no, I want Ni-san." Natsume fought her for a good while, but Sayori tried to get her, but she got slapped by a small baby hand. "No," Natsume said, beginning to cry. "Ni-san," she said as she began to reach out for her brother. Naruto and Kichiro were both in a bit of shock. "Okay. Weirder things have happened to us. Let's not forget, alright, but who is this kid?" "I don't know. Beats me. But at least she wasn't calling me Dada or something of the sort, 'cause that would be difficult to explain to Sayori." Naruto just decto help his girlfriend by grabbing the little baby, which made it stop crying and throwing a temper tantrum and start giggling. "Ni-san hugs?" Natsume said by giving Naruto a huge hug. Though Naruto was unmoving, though even he couldn't deny, the girl was freaking adorable. "Natsume-chan, what are doing here by yourself? Where's your mom and sister?" Natsume clung to her older brother and smiled. "I want Ni-san, so I find Ni-san." Naruto frowned as he held the girl in his arms as she smiled and looked at her elder brother with happiness. She really liked him. Naruto, meanwhile, was trying to process who this child belonged to, but after some easy investigation, he took notice of whose child she was. It didn't take a genius to know there aren't many people in this village with red hair. Naruto had sighed. "It seems that she's Kushina's child. I didn't even think they had the nerve to have more children after the last fiasco that took place in that family. Well, Minato's a horny bastard, needed to bust somewhere, so he chose his wife rather than a sock. Can't say I blame him. But something is weird though. How'd she find us?" Naruto raised his eyebrow too. That did strike him as odd as well. "Natsume? How exactly did you find me?" The young Uzumaki just smiled as she explained it in a childlike way. "I had fuzzy tummy and wherever I move, it became weirder, so I followed it and I find you, Ni-san." Naruto looked at her in an awestruck way. It was easy for him to decipher her words. "Oh, so she's a sensor type. Funny, she's strangely bright for her age. To be able to sense me from wherever she was at this age, plus she never met me before. She's gonna be a very capable shinobi is she chooses to be." "Natsume-chan, why did you sneak away from your family?" Sayori asked. "Because they try give me bath, but I want Ni-san." Naruto sighed. Even though this is her first time meeting me, she's crazily attached. Naruto's got another Uzumaki stalker on his hands. Naruto sighed, but just as he was about to take her home, two red heads came rushing in the field. "Natsume-chan, thank goodness!" Kushina yelled as she ran to her youngest daughter with Naruto behind her, but both stopped once they saw whose arms she was in. It wasn't long until Kushina saw Naruto's apathetic eyes and she nearly cracked. Naruto smiled heavily seeing her big brother there. "Naruto, welcome home," she said as she ran in to hug him, but Naruto's side stepped away from her, avoiding her hug, making her crash to the ground. Natsume and Sayori laughed while Yakumo kinda giggled a bit, but she tried to hold the serious laughter in. "Naruto, still haven't changed, I see. You're still an annoying stalker." "And Naruto," said boy turned his head to see Kushina walking towards him slowly. It's good to see you, Naruto. Welcome home. How was your training? Did you get any stronger?" Naruto looked at Kushina with a rather confused look, like she grew a long dick that peeked out of her dress. "Training was eventful, Kushina-sama. I learned a lot. Now, you must be worried about your daughter here. I don't know how she was able to sneak away from you, but keep a better eye on her. We are lucky she was found by us and not some total creep on the street like Jiraiya." Naruto handed Natsume back to her mother while Naruto walked over to her mother too, kinda jealous of her little sister. She got the attention from her brother while she was left eating dust. "Well, I'm glad you're home, Naruto. Really, Kushina said with a soft smile. If you ever need anything, you know that I'm always here for you now. I may have made many mistakes in the past, but I'd like to correct them and start anew. I'm not pushing, but please, just know that I'm always here for you and I do care for you. Naruto? Deeply I do. Sayori and Yakumo turned to see their teammate's face and expected rage in his face, but they got a totally blank face. I appreciate that, Kushina-sama, really I do. But I can't forget nor forgive you yet. Our relationship bridge will be damaged for quite a while, but that right there, that just some light of hope in there. Kushina smiled softly. She knew that she couldn't push her feelings and desires on him anymore. Makoto was absolutely right. No matter what, Naruto was his own man now, and it was too late to mother him up now, especially since he has another one already filling her role. But that didn't mean that she couldn't be supporting role either. Naruko looked between her mother and Naruto and smirked. Well, I'm sorry too, Naruto, and from now on I'll give you space too, but I just want to let you know that I dash. Eat ass? I know. Before she can retaliate, a umbu was called. Naruto Kitsune, Sayori Uchiha, and Yakumo Kurama. You three are to head to the Hokage's office immediately. The three nodded, watching the ninja disappear in smoke. Well, we should head out. The two girls nodded their heads before they all body flickered away to the Hokage office. Seeing such a thing made Natsumi excited, thinking her Nissan was just playing hide and go seek, looking around for her big brother while Kushina sighed. Let's go home. Do you think Naru and I will ever forgive us, Kasan? Kushina looked at her eldest daughter while her youngest one was looking in her arms, still searching for Naruto. I don't know, Naruko. I don't know. If he does, it'll be a long while, so don't be impatient and expect him to soon. Now let's get Natsumi home. She needs to bathe. Natsumi's eyes go wide and Kushina felt her daughter go stiff and reacted before she could, wrapping her daughter in chakra chains. Kushina 1, Natsumi 0, she said as she and Naruko walked home with the bound child getting fussy, but it proved to be no use. Meanwhile, the reunited Team 12 appeared in the office in a gust of wind and a flash of lightning. Naruto turned to Sayori, who had a small smirk. So you just like one-upping me, huh? Whatever could you mean, Naruto-kun? Naruto sighed. Lightning body flicker. Oh my god. Well, I couldn't stay behind you forever. Could I? Need to keep up my game to compete with you, she said as she kissed his cheek, to get a blush from him, which it worked. Ahem. The two looked up to see Minato standing there with Jiraiya and Tsunade standing right behind them. Minato had a small smile on his face. Tsunade looked annoyed while Jiraiya was giggling and jotting down what he sees for later. So brat, seems you returned, finally. Looks like you got stronger. If only a little, Jiraiya said while Naruto smirked. A little? Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'd say lots stronger. Doubt that, Tsunade said with a small smirk while Naruto just glared at her. Minato sighed. That's why we called you all here, Team 12. We would like to know what rank you would give yourselves so we can put it down for record. I know that Yakumo here is at low to mid-jonin level thanks to Tsunade's report. Sayori? The Uchiha spoke. Itachi and my father said themselves that I am mid to high jonin level. I beat my brother yesterday, Hokage-sama. I'm sure you know since my father bragged it to you, Sayori said with a blush. She felt slightly embarrassed. Minato laughed. Fugaku was drinking a little too much sake and began to blabber on about how his child was going to be one of the best Uchiha in clan, alongside Itachi. It was one of the few times anyone has ever seen Fugaku cut loose. It's a rare sight to see. Yes, he did. Though he was a but intoxicated, it was thanks to Itachi's report that made me think it was factual information. Okay. Last but not least, Naruto. Naruto thought about it for a bit. Wonder should he reveal the truth bomb and let them be shocked? Say it. I want to see their surprised faces. Kichiro said while Naruto had to agree. Naruto smirked inwardly at his companion before speaking in the real world. It depends. What do you mean it depends, brat? What level of strength are you? Tsunade said. Without tailed beast chakra, I'd say I'm about mid to high Kage level. Yeah, that sounds about right. The people in the room, that includes his teammates, were in shock. Here Sayori thought she had caught up to him, But to hear that he wasn't even in Jonin caliber anymore but ranked with Kage, the best of the Kage, was shocking. And with tailed beast chakra? Minato asked. Naruto laughed immediately. Oh my god. That's a good thought, isn't it? Without it, I'm already pretty powerful, but with it too, I'm just Jesus on earth. That's a CAP. It has to be. There's no way you're that strong. Jiraiya said with Tsunade agreeing. Naruto chuckled. Well, I am so tough. You don't have to agree with me. I don't need your approval at the end of the day. But if you claim to be as powerful as you say, then this challenge should be nothing. The three frowned. What challenge? Sayori asked. This challenge. A new voice said in the room. Suddenly, two figures appeared in the room. One was a purple-headed woman and the next was a silver-haired scarecrow. Hello, you three. I take it that you all have gotten stronger. Kakashi asked while Anko charged at her old team and hugged the crap out of the three. Of course they have. Oh, how you three grown. Especially you, Naruto, but don't get it twisted that just because you think you're all big and bad now that you can't catch a snake. In my ass, yes I know. God, Anko-sensei, you haven't changed a bit, Naruto said as he choked under her grip. No matter how powerful he was Anko and he'll always have some fear in his heart for his sensei. Love in his heart? Sure. But fear takes number one when it comes to Anko Mitarashi. Anko smiled at him while turning to her girls. And geez, you girls are looking hot. Maybe we can hit the town and give lots of men blue balls together, huh? A look but don't touch policy could be lots of fun, right? The two girls blushed heavily and turned their heads away from their sensei. God, Anko-sensei. Yeah, you sick freak. That made the purple-headed Jonin laugh wholeheartedly, while everyone thought she was insane. Naruto released himself from her grip and turned to Minato. So, what's this challenge? We have to fight Anko-sensei and Kakashi? Minato shook his head. No, you misunderstand, Naruto. We already know you long surpassed Anko even before you left. Your power was greater, but she just had more experience in the field than you do. Experience is worth a lot in this job. One person can have 1,000 jutsu and be untrained in them, while someone can have one jutsu and be very skilled in their technique plus the experience in how to execute it in right timing, and the person with experience usually wins. Naruto nodded. He couldn't argue there, it was true. Experience can beat the best of shinobi. Thank goodness Naruto had some in his time of battle with some real meatheads that wanted to kill him. Aichi, for one, never pulled his punches in his training, so whatever landed on him, he'd just have to shut up and take while also making sure that never happened. Aichi was a real psychopath. Naruto smiled. Right, so what does this have to do with them being here? What's the challenge? Minato sighed, but Kakashi interrupted. You're going to fight me, Naruto, not Sayori or Yakumo. Just you. Naruto turned to his father, only to see him nod in confirmation. Tsunade smirked. What is it, brat? Too scared. Naruto fake flinched like that comment wounded him. Me? Scared? I'm never scared. Let's do it. Let's all go down to training ground 12. 'Cause maybe when I'm done beating Kakashi's ass, I'll probably want to fight someone else. With that, Naruto body flickered to the training grounds followed by Sayori and Yakumo. The adults in the room were shocked besides Anko. Well, he's full of himself, Jiraiya said with Tsunade nodded in agreement. Really? How so? He just said he'll beat Kakashi, he didn't say he'll beat you guys. Did he? Actually, Anko, Naruto said he was at least Kage level. I think the brat is talking out of his ass. Oh, well, if that's what he said then I believe him. How could you believe that? The brat is full of himself and is a liar. He's just too ashamed to admit it. Jiraiya stated, which made Anko shake her head. It's ridiculous that these people claim to be Naruto's family yet know nothing about him. Actually no, he's not. Naruto's not one to lie about his shortcomings. He's honest with his team and himself. Probably one of the few honest people in the force, which kinda makes me question his career choice. Ninjas lie every day and Naruto rarely lies. So if he says he's that powerful, then Kakashi, I hate to be you right about now. Everybody frowned right then except for Minato and Anko, who were very proud of him. Well then, let's not keep them waiting, shall we? Minato said with a smile as everyone grabbed onto his shoulders. flashing to the training grounds. There, Naruto was standing there in a fishnet shirt and his regular shinobi pants, ready for battle while Sayori stood by the side with Yakumo, holding his orange Haori. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Anko moved to the side while Minato and Kakashi stood in front of Naruto. Okay, you two, you want to set some rules? No killing or critical blows would be nice. Everything else is a go. Fine by me, Naruto responded to Kakashi's demand. Minato moved to the middle. This is match to see who your abilities, Naruto. So even if you are that powerful, try not to kill one of my best jonin. Okay? Naruto smirked. I'll try. Minato sighed. His son was way too gung-ho about this. Right, well, ninjutsu and kunai will be allowed in this fight. No killing or critical blows allowed. Now, begin, and done. JK. I'll let you guys have this one. Naruto and Kakashi stood across from one another, watching each other, analyzing their opponent's moves. The thing is with Kakashi, he's good enough to pretty much be on Kage level when he tries hard enough. Kakashi put his hand behind his back and pulled out a kunai. Let's make this interesting, Naruto, please don't hold back. I can take it. Kakashi then put his hand over his left eye to pull up the headband covering his eye, revealing his Sharingan. Naruto smirked. Mere Sharingan like his won't work against him. He didn't need to Kichiro to know he was feeling Genjutsu affects. To use Genjutsu on a perfect Jinchuriki is pointless. Kakashi. Stop trying. It's a little insulting. Kakashi raised his eyebrow. To notice the Genjutsu so quickly. He has grown. Fine then, Naruto. Soon, Naruto felt the blade of a kunai on his neck. We can play it this way too, Kakashi said from behind him. Naruto smirked at the one in front of Hai was nothing but a shadow clone. Jiraiya and Tsunade laughed on the sidelines. See, I told ya. That brat's full of himself. Jiraiya said. Before you judge, you might want to look again, Sayori said, while the two Sannin looked down to see what the Uchiha was talking about only to be in shock. On the field, Naruto had a Rasengan aimed at Kakashi's stomach. Yeah, we could. Which one do you think will hurt more? Kakashi frowned before pushing off of Naruto before the blind can shove that Rasengan in his body. Kakashi moved for a slash his arm, but Naruto blocked it with the Rasengan and made the kunai bounce off and fly away. Naruto moved to slam the chakra ball into Kakashi to end this, but Kakashi ducked and sent a punch to Naruto's stomach. Naruto blocked it by grabbing Kakashi's hand and pulled him down so the man was face first with his Rasengan. Kakashi just looked at the Rasengan before it just disappeared in his hand. What? Naruto said before he was kicked back by Kakashi. Naruto was rolled from the momentum of the kick, but when he stopped when he ran through hand seals. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Naruto sent a good-sized fireball at Kakashi, but the Jonin decided to counter it with his own fireball. The two clashed to create a loud impact, but Naruto wasn't down. He charged up his chakra and surged a better jutsu. Kitsune Bai. Soon, the jutsu made a fox head made of fire, which engulfed the regular fireball and ate up Kakashi's quite easily. The masked Jonin had to step back from the oncoming flames. Kakashi ran through hand seals, then slamming his hands down to create a huge earth wall. Earth-style mud wall, he shouted. The flames impacted the wall and started blowing chunks of it away before it just ate away at the mud wall completely, destroying it. Naruto saw the flame eat up most of the field and thought enough was enough. He summoned a bit of nature energy, not enough to go into sage mode but enough to sense chakra. He was checking for Kakashi's current whereabouts, but he was shocked to find the mind right under him. Naruto quickly jumped back from the man who sprouted up in a flash like a flower on crack, lightning blade in hand. Naruto channeled fire in his hands as he sent a fast punch to the man, but Hatake dodged by using his non-electric hand to push himself up in the air, using Naruto's shoulder as a launching base. Kakashi turned around, only to be met with a fist full fire. Naruto sent 3 good shots at Kakashi before sending him to the ground, but Kakashi, despite his burning cheeks, he continued to fight. Kakashi channeled some lightning chakra in his hand. He saw the opening, seeing as Naruto was now falling down to the ground. Now's my chance, Kakashi thought as he charged in. He slammed his Chidori in his chest but then he launched him in the air. Once he did that, Kakashi sent 5 lightning hounds to finish the job and knock Naruto unconscious. Once the hounds reached Naruto, there was supposed to be an electrical explosion, but there wasn't one. In fact, instead of that, all he heard was a loud high-pitched sound. Kakashi looked up to see Naruto with his arm up holding a chakra shuriken. The center of the jutsu looked like the basic Rasengan, but it was larger. Kakashi and the others knew that Naruto had gotten serious. Minato and Jiraiya looked at the jutsu in Naruto's hands and just went into shock. No fucking way, Minato muttered in awe. His son had done the impossible. He completed the Rasengan. He did it before sure with the fire release, but this looks like the real deal. Jiraiya looked extremely shocked while, deep down he didn't want to admit it, extremely impressed. The brat had not only combined the Rasengan with one nature, he did with 2. Both fire Rasengan and wind Rasengan? This brat is a genius. Team 12 was watching in amusement. Naruto was basically mopping the floor with Kakashi already, and he wasn't even being serious. Now that they can tell Kakashi's done for. Sayori looked at him and knew well for sure. He's so holding back. Yakumo looked at her teammate in confusion. I don't think so, Sayori-chan. That jutsu he has in his hand looks serious to me. Yeah, I mean look, you can see that look in his eye. Brat's not playing around anymore, Anko said, but Sayori shook her head. No, he's not. How are you so sure, Sayori-san? Minato asked, overhearing their conversation. Sayori looked at the Kitsune boy down there and sighed. I can't really say, all I know is that he doesn't have the true drive to really hurt Kakashi. Of course, this is a spar, but even then, Naruto's not really. He just doesn't have that feel about him that he's really trying. That's all I can say. The others looked at the Uchiha like she grew a second head, saying that Naruto wasn't trying due to his aura? Even if it was so, why could she feel it when 3 high-level shinobi couldn't? Back with the fight, Naruto smirked down at Kakashi. See this? This is one of my newest jutsu. Created it myself. I call it wine style. Raisin shuriken. With that, Naruto threw it down at Kakashi. Have a look yourself. Once it landed on the ground, a huge explosion was made, blasting Kakashi away, missing him by just few meters. Once Naruto landed on the ground, he slammed his hands together. With style, laughing Buddha jutsu, he shouted, getting multiple smaller hands to charge at Kakashi. Hatake began running for his life as the wood hands came at him really fast. More just kept sprouting out the ground. Keep going. You almost got the fucker. Make them bigger. If I make them too big, it's gonna be damn near the size of, well, you at full size. That's the point. Squash him like the bug he is. Kichiro shouted crazily. I don't know who you need to go to, but you need help. Naruto kept popping up more hands, but finally, one got Kakashi, grabbing him. The other hands had started to rush at Kakashi too, who was bound to be able to move, capturing him. Naruto frowned though as he felt something off. He then had 2 wood hands fly behind him to grab another Kakashi. What? How? Naruto turned to him. He smirked. Because I marked you with a seal at the beginning of this fight, Kakashi. When you sent that punch and I grabbed it, I planted it then. From then, I had complete control over this fight. No need to bust out all the heavy moves first when I can shut you down at any time. That's the glory of being a seal master. Kakashi looked at him in shock. He didn't even think that Naruto would be good at seals, and to place one on him so easily during a fight, it spoke volumes of his ability. What seal was it? Constricting seal. By placing this on you, I can cancel your movement at any time, just like now when you snuck up behind me. That's Ipper greatest weapon, Kakashi, and I knew you would do that, so I made sure to counter you just in case. This fight is as good as over. Hatake sighed. Yes, you did well, Naruto. And you became predictable, Kakashi. I thought you'd put up more of a fight than that, Naruto said. A bit disappointed, he released the Kopinin from the wood hands while also releasing the wood he created from behind him that captured a fake Kakashi back into the ground. The others came back down on the ground with shock written on their faces. Do you believe me now? Naruto asked. The 2 Sannin had blushes of embarrassment on their faces, while Naruto smirked and Kichiro cussed them out. Sayori walked up to him and kissed him, which he accepted greatly. "Did you like the show?" he asked after releasing himself from his girlfriend's lips. "Did I enjoy it? I loved it, though. I think I would have done better." "Oh yeah? How so?" "You don't need to know my methods, but just know. I'm definitely stronger than you. You didn't show anything that made me believe otherwise." Naruto smirked as he took the clothes from her. "That's because 1, I didn't see the need to. 2, if I did, then we would be without a village and its people. What you saw was roughly 20% of my power. I didn't even use kenjutsu." Sayori just laughed at that while Anko came rushing in and grabbed her student. She then gave him the world's best noogie. "My student, you just beat the village's most promising jonin. I can't believe it. The day I'd be living vicariously through my own student. I'm so proud yet so envious." Naruto sighed in Anko's hold. She always does this to him. He never gets a rub on the head or anything of the sort. No, just a noogie, maybe a slap. Is this what people call physical abuse? Sure, he's been neglected, but that's a different type of abuse. Plus, he was never threatened with snakes in his rectum before. Should he call someone? Sayori tried to pull her teacher off Naruto while Yakumo just watched and laughed as Naruto and Sayori said some colorful words to their sensei, who just smiled as she gripped tighter. Minato sighed at the sight. "Anko, please let my son go." The Jonin looked at her Hokage and sighed. "Fine. So unfair. I only wanted to cut him and lick his blood. Is that so wrong?" "Yes, it's very wrong. Fucking creep," Naruto shouted. "Well, it's a small price to pay since I'm me and I'm not changing, so get over it," Anko retorted, which made Minato sigh. He's been sighing a lot these days, but now he felt they'll be happening more often with Naruto and Anko on the same team. Naruto Kitsune, Sayori Uchiha, Yakumo Kurama with leader Anko Mitarashi. Everyone mentioned turned to their Hokage in seriousness. As of now, Team 12 has been officially reinstated and is now back on the roster. You'll begin missions next week. The group smiled in happiness. "All right," Anko smiled. She had been waiting for this day to come again. She missed her little brats, but now, she can't call them little anymore. Minato turned to the others. "Well, now that's done, you all must have some business to attend to, so let's do that, shall we? I know I have that fucking horse slut bitch known as paperwork waiting for me back at the office," Minato said, mumbling the last bit before flashing away. Jiraiya looked at Naruto and smirked. "Not bad, kid, not bad. Doubt you're more powerful than me, but still not bad." Naruto turned to Jiraiya and smirked. "Well, you know me, Jiraiya. I always have chakra, so I'm raring to go again if you wish to test my capabilities against yours." The Toad Sage shook his head. "No dice, kid. I gotta hit the hot springs too. Relax. Yeah." "Ow!" he shouted as Tsunade slugged him on the head. "Fucking perv." She began to walk away, not sparing Naruto or anyone another glance, but Jiraiya jumped up and followed her. "Wait, Tsunade, help me with my research. Are you fucking insane?" While Tsunade was beating up Jiraiya in the background, Anko shouted. "Well, Team 12 is back in action, Gakis, so we better go out and celebrate. Naruto, you better not try and cancel or I'll rape you with a fork." Naruto's looked shocked. Why you hear that, guys? I've upgraded to a fork. Good things do happen when you're patient enough." He fake cried while the group began to walk away into the village to celebrate their team renewal. Though in their rear view, the only one left was Kakashi. "Well, I guess it's time for me to G-dash." Kakashi then realized that he still couldn't move. He looked at his arm to see that the seal was still set. Naruto didn't remove it, and now he was far away and Jiraiya and Minato were near either, which means he is now stuck. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Did I mention fuck?